Today, I'm going to break down one of the biggest shifts in internet infrastructure since the release of ChatGPT went viral. Cloudflare just told AI companies pay up or get blocked. So if you run a website, do SEO, or care about your content being used to train AI for free, this literally changes everything. So let's talk about it. Cloudflare basically just released they are now blocking AI bots by default, which is huge. That means if you sign up a new site on Cloudflare, the bots aren't going to get access to your stuff unless you explicitly allow them. And this is huge because Cloudflare literally powers 20% of the entire internet. 20% of websites are used on or use Cloudflare. So it's like suddenly slamming the door shut on a fifth of the web for companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity, Microsoft, Google. So this is a really big deal. Now, what are they doing instead? So what Cloudflare is doing is they are releasing a new subscription model for AI called pay per crawl. So basically, you can choose to charge AI crawlers to access your pages, access your web page. So they have to either pay or agree to the terms before they can access your stuff. And content creators can set their own rules as far as like how they're allowing these crawlers to access their stuff, how much they're charging. And publishers, huge publishers like the Atlantic, BuzzFeed, Stack Overflow, Quora, Time are all on board with this new set of rules that Cloudflare is rolling out. But here's where things get a little spicy. There are a lot of SEO people that do marketing and SEO are concerned because if you're changing the rules on your site, charging for access, aren't these LLMs just going to go to websites that aren't being blocked, that aren't charging for access, which is a valid concern because there's probably a good group of people that aren't going to want to do this. And the thought behind it is if you start charging, then your stuff is just going to tank when it comes to AI search because they're not going to have the need to use your stuff. They're just going to go to sources that aren't charging. So that is a big concern of this rollout because it's not going to be across the board and it's individual to the creators, what they want to do. And Reddit's kind of, looking on Reddit threads about this, it's kind of a mixed bag as thoughts in terms of how this is going to affect things. One person said this isn't going to stop anything. LLMs will just use uncensored sources. Another person said, feels like we're back in the newspaper days where you had to pay for access. I like it. Another person says this won't save publishers, but it's a step in the right direction. And lastly, this person said, bad idea. Sites blocking AI crawlers would just vanish from AI search, which is probably my biggest concern with this. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know below. How do you think this is going to affect things? This is only the beginning, obviously. It's going to be interesting to see what comes of this. But what can you do now? What can we do now to kind of start to think about this and fight against it? So if you use Cloudflare, check your bot settings and decide, do you want to block LLMs or do you want to charge them? Where are you at on this? Tag your content properly and monitor your traffic from AI tools. Which is important. Another thing is, finally use platforms to produce AI-friendly content for AI overviews. Like I use Arvow, which is a great platform to release AI SEO-friendly content that's going to be pulled in by AI search. And the blog articles are fully optimized already for SEO. So there's a link below. You can try that for free if you want to use a content creation tool, SEO tool like Arvow. It's fantastic for this. But that's pretty much it. I mean, this is Cloudflare is starting, a big, bold new line in the sand. AI companies can no longer scrape by with, impunity, just crawling wherever they want. And it might force, give us creators a little bit more leverage when it comes to this. But this isn't the death of open web scraping. They're going to find ways around this. It is a major step toward where the web content isn't free fuel for billion-dollar bots, and it's going to have some leverage. But we'll see. Keep watching. We'll see where this goes. again, this is only the beginning. I mean, this is a huge change, but we'll see how this affects AI search in the future. So stay tuned for some more good stuff. Check out this last video on some SEO news. If you want to stay informed, I'll be back soon with some more really good stuff for you.